This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 10, is that I'm going to show, a couple of articles that proves that the counsel of the Lord is standing, and that he's doing all his pleasure. And what's the Lord's pleasure? All right, he's making sure World War III happens, that third woe. Let me get that before I get into these articles. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, And John the Revelator, who the Lord used to write the vision of what? That World War III will be happening, And this is the will of the Lord. Again, Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I'll do all my pleasure. And what's the Lord's pleasure? To make sure World War III happens. NLT version, only I could tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass, for I do whatever I wish. Now that's a God that I worship. I worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Woo! That's powerful right there. Let's get it into these articles. We're almost out of here, brothers and sisters. Third Russian airfield hit with drone attack in 2 days. Right. So now Russia's being attacked on their own soil. Back to back. All right. So this is very interesting. Very interesting. The article says a drone strike on airfield in Russia's Kursk region ignited an oil tanker on Tuesday in third reported attack on a location inside Russia this week, driving the news. As a result of a drone attack, an oil storage tank caught fire in the area of Kursk airfield. There were no casualties, Kursk Governor Roman Saravot wrote in Telegram post Tuesday, adding that the fire is localized. The news comes a day after Russian defense ministers said it shot down Ukrainian drones that had attacked two military airfields in Russia's Saratov and Ryazan regions. Again, these are on Russian territory, Russian soil. Ingalls Air Base, one of the targets in Monday's drone attack, housed strategic bombers that have previously been used to launch strikes on Ukraine and are capable of carrying nuclear weapons. Ukraine has not claimed responsibility for the explosion. Very interesting. I want to jump down to here. Classes were canceled at 2 schools due to the ongoing fire at the Kursk airfield. Right, so that means Russian children couldn't go to school because of these attacks. All right? So what do you think the Russians are going to do? Let's get another article. Ukraine war bleeds into Russia-U.S. nuclear talks. Rock-bottom relations between the U.S. and Russia amid the Ukraine war bleeding into one of the most high-stakes area of the relationship, strategic communication over nuclear weapons. Russia's rejection of the meeting U.S. officials in Egypt for nuclear talks over a soon-to-expire treaty is raising the risk that Washington is losing its ability to communicate with Moscow, even over one of the most fragile and preserved issues of mutual importance. So now, their last treaty, which was supposed to keep the peace, is coming to an end because of this whole Ukraine situation. Again, this is the will of the Lord, declaring the end from the beginning, doing all his pleasure. Russian President Vladimir Putin has appeared to tone down rhetoric threatening the use of nuclear weapons in Ukraine, but experts say the loose talk, coupled with a breakdown in diplomacy, has put the risk of nuclear conflict nearly on par with the Cold War. It's worse than a Cold War, okay? Because there was a multiple treaties that expired, okay? Remember the one that expired on the President Trump? Even during the worst of the Cold War, we were still talking to one another, said Jim Townsend, who served as Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Europe and NATO during the Obama administration. We want these things to happen because it means we're trying to bring some sanity to the nuclear world. Contact between U.S. and Russian officials have shrunk to the most senior levels and focused on the most sensitive issues, in particular the fate of Americans unjustly detained in Russia and managing risks related to nuclear weapons use. This includes a reported meeting between CIA Director Bill Burns and his Russian counterpart in Ankara last month. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has privately warned Russian officials, including his counterpart, of the consequences if Moscow used nuclear weapons. Still, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said last week that a fear remains that Russia could use a nuclear weapon. We're not ruling it out, he said in an interview with French media. Very interesting. The latest breakdown of talks between the U.S. and Russia are related to the Bilateral Consultative Commission biannual technical consultation as part of the Nuclear Arms Treaty New START, and that was signed by both Washington and Moscow in 2011. The talks were expected to take place in Cairo between November 29th and December 6th, but were unilaterally postponed by the Russians, the State Department told The Hill. Let's see what the Russians say. The inspections were initially suspended because of the Crown pandemic, but Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said last week it was naive for the Biden administration to think the Kremlin would discuss nuclear stability while the U.S. was aiding Ukraine in Moscow's view to destroy Russia. That sounds like we're getting close to nuclear war, right? Huh? Again, let's read it one more time, the NOT version. Only I could tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass. For I do whatever I wish. KJV version, Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I'll do all my pleasure. Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The Lord's doing all his pleasure. Let's get another article. There's more. Russia's Shogu says Ukraine committing nuclear terrorism over Zaporizhzhia. All right, this is the nuclear power plant. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said on Tuesday that Ukraine was continuing to shell the Zapor, I don't know how else to pronounce that, so I'm just going to say Zapor, nuclear power plant, deliberately creating the threat of possible nuclear catastrophe. Okay? Maybe this might be what closes to 2022. That power plant just explodes and then they blame one another. Okay? 3 killed in Ukrainian attacks on airfields in Russia. Right. So there was actually some casualties. Okay? From these drone strikes. So what about you Americans? Top general blames mandate for U.S. recruitment woes. So meanwhile, we're getting close to nuclear war, yet top military generals of the United States are saying they're having a hard time recruiting fresh meat. So a draft's coming. Best believe it. And Thawadi Bashib al-Shai, because he's making sure, okay, his words are don't come back void. You know, Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper the thing whereto I sent it. Again, what does the Lord want? What pleases the Lord? Okay? To make sure World War III happens. Okay? There's no stopping it. All you clowns about to participate in Christmas. All right? Hey, this may be your very last Christmas. Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Right. That's the reason why the nuclear war is going to happen. The fire's coming, all right? Because you people that walk the earth, you're wicked, okay? You're okay with LGBTQT lifestyle, all right? You're okay with the pedo. There ain't no uproar over the LGBTQT lifestyle or the pedo lifestyle, all right? All you people are just content in your wicked ways, and you're content with the folly that's going on. That's why the Lord's making sure World War III happens, all right? And there's nothing you can do to stop it. You're going to have to eat a missile. Every last one of you, okay? That's why it behooves our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, to get your head out of your 4-point of contact, all right? You are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. It's time to repent. It's time to seek the Lord 10 times more, all right? Get your mind right. The Lord is going to make sure World War III happens. And he's stirring up the spirit of the Medes to do it, which I'm going to get that scripture next. Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay? And again, disclaimer, the nukes are not going to fly until the digital law is made mandatory. All right? So if this is already going on behind the scenes, that means they're going to have to move fast with that M to the O to the B, the M to the A to the R to the K. They're going to have to move very fast. All right? That means they're going to have to change this whole financial system. And it's happening. You can't stop that either. Get ready to see cash go bye-bye. Or, okay? And they're going to do it in increments. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right. Again, declaring the end from the beginning. All right? The Lord said he's going to stir up the Medes, which are the Russians. Okay? This is his will. This is his pleasure. This is his counsel. Their bowls also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Right. Now Russians are being attacked on their own soil, where children can't even go to school. What do you think they're going to do to the children here in America? For your American peons that walk here careless, this careless city. All right? Y'all going to put some respect on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai when this is all done. That's why every knee shall bow to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Every knee shall bow. 19, in Babylon, the glory kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. This is obviously talking about a future prophecy because this never happened. Okay? Ancient Babylon was not overthrown as Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? It just became a province. Okay? Under the Persian Mede Empire. When Darius the Mede, all right, he did a surgical strike. All right? He didn't destroy Babylon. So this is obviously talking about a future Babylon with this verse right here, which is talking about America. 20, and it shall never be inhabited, neither shall be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Iberian pinch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. That's another clue. This is talking about a future prophecy. And it's going to happen. This is the will of the Lord. Okay? Declaring the end from the beginning. 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satire shall dance there. Right, because there's not going to be a walking soul. Oh, look at that. They give you even the precept. Look at Isaiah 34. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Well, look at that. This is talking about the Edomites. Isaiah 34, verse 6. No, verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Uh-oh. It's talking about you so-called white people. Okay? Idumea is a Greek word which means Edom. Well, let's go into it. I'm not making this up. Edom, you see? Idumea, Edom. So the Edomites are still here. Message. Continuing on. 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Right. So the Lord has vengeance in his heart for the controversy over Zion, because you got imposters out there claiming to be us. All right. You got imposters out there, okay, trying to hide the fact that we're the chosen people. Okay. And then you're doing a whole bunch of psyop, a bunch of control opposition with Yi and Kyrie, all right, to belittle this truth or to put a stain on this truth, which is not working. Okay. The elect are waking up. That's all that matters. 9. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. That's that fire. That's that nuclear fire. And the Russians are being stirred up to do the Lord's will. It's exciting. World War III is coming. Can't stop it. No, no, no. Yeah, man. Y'all people going to bow down, man. 10. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. This is talking about a future prophecy. When does this happen? Plantation Christians. 11. But the cornament and the bitter shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Right, meaning this place ain't going to be recognized. You're not going to recognize where New York was at, where Florida was at, okay, where Texas was at, where California was at, where Chicago was at, okay, where Dallas was at, where Denver was at, okay. You're not going to recognize none of that. Where DC, you're not going to know where the hell DC was at, okay. That's the destruction. That's the nuclear fire that's coming, all right. So, yeah, it's very exciting. You know, I'll break this out one more time. Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. 40. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. 41. If I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me. So, with that, hey, get ready. All right? This World War III is coming. There's no stopping it. The Lord declared it declared it. The end from the beginning. All right? His counsel shall stand. He will do all his pleasure. And his pleasure is to make sure World War III happens. And with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying when you pray. Pray to have covered. We're almost out of here. Shalom and abad. Rabal. Shalom.